Hello everyone, welcome to Nerd Wars. On today's video, we are looking at the Cardassians from Star Trek versus the Separatist droid army from Star Wars. And I'd like to go ahead and say, I'm sorry, not sorry for everything horrible I say about the Cardassians. But I am still keeping the battle fair. And to start things off, we have everyone's favorite cybernetic army in Star Wars, the Separatist droid army. Now, the droid army was massive. The numbers estimated for their army are in the billions to quintillions. Now, the Separatist droid army was largely comprised of these B-1 battle droids. They weren't made to be better than a real soldier, but they were made to overwhelm with vast numbers. They were also pretty dumb, like the Cardassians. One of the stronger droids was the B-2 Super Battle Droid. Their armor was more durable. They could take more damage than the B-1 droids. And there were different versions of the Super Battle Droids. There was some with rockets on one of their arms, and there was some that can fly.
Ground control to Major Tom.
The Separatists also had droidicas, which can put a force field around them, but they can still shoot out of it. It's definitely one of their more dangerous weapons. And one of my personal favorite droids is the BX series Commando droid. These droids had even stronger armor than the super battle droids. They were fast, agile, they were pretty much ninjas in droid form. They're dangerous with blasters, but they're still dangerous even when they have one of their vibro swords. These droids were truly a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. The Separatists also had the Dwarf Spider droid, which its nose cannon was so powerful it could take out starfighters. And now we have the tactical droids. These were advanced battle droids designed to plan and coordinate strategies for the Separatist forces. But despite their intelligence, they did struggle with unexpected situations. They could also be over-reliant on logic. Then there's the super tactical droid. The super tactical droids have a much better processor than the original tactical droids. And they are also capable of sophisticated battle planning, anticipating enemy moves, and adapting to changing battlefield conditions. These droids could also fight hand-to-hand, so they are definitely one of the most dangerous droids. Finishing up with droid infantry units, we have the IG-100 Magna Guards. These droids were highly skilled in melee combat. They were designed to kill Jedi. And there's pretty much always more than one of them. And they normally protect Separatist leaders, such as Count Dooku or General Grievous. Their skill with the electrostaffs make them truly dangerous. Moving on to Separatist tanks, we have the AAT, and this thing was packing some serious firepower. It had a heavy laser cannon, medium laser cannons, coaxial heavy blasters, and chain-fed energized shell projectile launchers. So missiles. And there was an even more dangerous version of this tank. But instead of a heavy laser cannon, it had a cannon that could destroy life, but leave the droids unharmed. So that's very beneficial to the Separatists. And now we have the droids MTT. This thing could carry 112 B-1 battle droids, or 40 super battle droids, or 20 droidicas. It also had two twin 17 kV blaster cannons, which were even effective against starfighters. And for the Separatist super tank, its weapons were twin blaster cannons, turreted twin laser cannons, and concealed twin warhead launchers. While the warhead launchers were highly destructive, it required the tank to expose its armor, making it vulnerable. And the super tank had its own ray shield, making it incredibly resilient, effectively rendering it impervious to most standard weaponry. And some of the other tanks the Separatists had were the Snail tank, the Spider droid tank, and the Hailfire tank. Moving on to the droid space vehicles, we have the Vulture droid, and it had 4 medium blaster cannons, 2 on each wing, and 2 energy torpedo launchers. And this thing could also walk around, making it both a ship and, I guess, an infantry unit. In a way. Sort of like a flying tank. And for the Hyena-class droid bomber, it was equipped with laser cannons, proton bombs, proton torpedoes, and concussion missiles. A small squadron of these would devastate a city or a Cardassian planet.
And the cannon goes.
And for the Separatist HMP droid gunship, it had twin medium laser cannon turrets, a medium laser cannon, 2 light laser cannons, and 2 missile launchers that could fire concussion missiles, torpedoes, or EMP missiles, or it could carry droids. And for the droid tri-fighters, they had 1 heavy laser cannon, 3 light laser cannons, 2 flex ordnance launchers, missiles, concussion missiles, Discord missiles, and proton torpedoes. And the Trade Federation landing ship can hold a battalion of droids plus tanks. And for the Munificent-class Star Frigate, this ship was equipped with 2 heavy turbo laser cannons, 2 heavy ion cannons, 26 twin light turbo lasers, 20 light turbo lasers, turrets, 12 medium flak cannons, and 40 retractable twin light turbo laser turrets. This ship could also carry 150,000 deactivated battle droids, plus 10,000 battle droids that were prepared for combat and ship defense. And it had around 48 Vulture droids, several Hyena-class droid bombers, and potentially droid tri-fighters. And for the Providence-class Dreadnought, it boasts a heavier armament, including 14 quad heavy turbo laser batteries, 34 dual heavy laser cannons, 2 battleship ion cannons, 12 heavy flak cannons, 12 twin light point defense ion cannons, and torpedo launchers. And the Providence-class destroyer could hold 1.4 million B-1 battle droids and 1.5 million B-2 super battle droids, along with various other droid fighters and vehicles. And for the last Separatist ship we're going to cover, we have the Malevolence. This ship had a massive array of weapons, including 2 super heavy mega ion cannons, 500 dual turbo lasers, 20 twin heavy turbo laser battery turrets, 20 twin medium turbo laser battery turrets, 200 twin light turbo laser battery turrets, 400 point defense twin light laser cannon turrets, 10 proton torpedo launchers, and several other ion cannons and flak guns. The Malevolence could also hold a complement of 144 Vulture droids, 48 Hyena bombers, and 50 Droch-class boarding ships. It could also carry various landing crafts and shuttles, and ground combat vehicles, including armored assault tanks, corporate alliance, tank droids, and spider droids. In addition to these, the ship could transport a large number of battle droids, estimated to be around 60,000. And now we move on to the droid leaders. My favorite general, General Grievous. Now, General Grievous possesses a combination of physical and strategic ability. General Grievous had durability, lightsaber mastery, enhanced strength and speed, 4-armed lightsaber combat, space survivability, enhanced movement, tactical genius, an expert pilot, ruthless efficiency, and adaptability. He is trained in all 7 forms of lightsaber combat and is proficient in Jar-Kai, dual-bladed lightsaber combat for those who don't know. The good droid general was so fast that Jedi could barely use the Force against him. Signs that show General Grievous' immense strength is when he flings Obi-Wan on Utapau and puts a dent in his own starship. General Grievous was the reason the Separatists won a lot of battles. He could not be stopped by clones. It was just sheer luck Obi-Wan was able to kill him on Utapau. And finishing up with the Separatists, we have none other than Count Dooku. Count Dooku was so skilled and dangerous that he was able to duel Obi-Wan and Anakin multiple times and survive. Until obviously episode 3 when Anakin cut his head off, but that's besides the point. He was even skilled enough to survive a battle with Master Yoda. And Count Dooku had a lot of abilities. He had telekinesis, force lightning, force choke, telepathy, genius-level intelligence, charisma and manipulation, and was a natural leader. Count Dooku often lured opponents into traps or exploited their overconfidence with strategic retreats. And now that we've covered the Separatist droid army, now we move on to their opponents, the Cardassians. Now, it's unclear if the Cardassians had any tanks, so I can't give them any for the battle. They just deploy their soldiers with phasers, and that's about it. And the Cardassians were ruthless. They were conquerors. They were Poles. And I do know that there were a few good Cardassians throughout the Star Trek universe. Mainly Garrick, along with a handful of others. But that's about it. But the Cardassians did have good strategies. And the abilities that the Cardassians have is they have a photographic memory, resistance to mind probes, and expertise in manipulation and torture. They even had a pretty good military prowess. And here's a fun fact for the day. Some of the Cardassians can dislocate their neck bones, allowing them to turn their heads a great distance. And probably one of the most skilled strategists and military leaders was Gul Dukat. Also, the worst Cardassian, this guy, he should have died in season 1. I curse his entire bloodline. He straight up sucks. May he burn forever horribly. Dukat was a born leader and a tactical genius, and he was very skilled in combat. He was also manipulative and politically maneuvering, as well as resourceful. The Cardassian homeworld alone had a population of 7.9 billion. That's not even including all the other worlds they had. And yes, these pieces had other worlds. The Cardassians did have a special group called the Obsidian Order, and these guys were as tough as nails. They were some of the most dangerous Cardassians you could go up against. I think that just about covers their ground military. So now we move on to space. Now, the Cardassians had a very powerful military presence in space, with a few different ships which we are about to go over. The first ship being the Galor class. This ship served as the backbone for the Cardassian army. It typically carries a crew of 300, but can accommodate for more. The ship also features 8 spiral wave disruptor arrays and a single heavy disruptor cannon. The Galor class also had a command structure on the bow that can detach in emergencies. It also features a resilient deflector shield and agile maneuverability. Next is the Keldon class warship. It features a similar design to the Galor class, but it's larger, slower, and more heavily armored and armed. The Keldon class ships are equipped with advanced weapons and defenses, including upgraded disruptor banks, a more powerful phaser array, and improved shielding. They also have a torpedo system and are capable of higher warp speeds than the Galor class. And the Keldor has a standard crew complement of 500 plus space for additional flight crew and troops. And next is the Heidegge class assault craft. This is a versatile, warp-capable, multi-purpose Cardassian vessel, functioning as both a patrol ship and an attack craft. They are typically equipped with 4 spiral wave disruptors and an aft disruptor cannon. And these ships are known for their speed and agility, allowing them to evade torpedoes. They also have deflector shields. And the crew, while primarily crewed by a small flight crew of 3, they can be accommodated to around 30 personnel. And for the last Cardassian ship, we have the Grimal-type freighter. These freighters, often designated as military freighters, were used for transporting goods, personnel, and sometimes even serving as platforms for military action. The crew of these ships were only about 30 to 50. While protected by a deflector shield, the Grimal class typically had only low-yield phaser banks, making it relatively lightly armed for a military vessel. And finally, for the Cardassians, we have their planet defense systems. These things were small but powerful, and they were deployed en masse. These things were crazy, with great destructive power, and can even be ray shielded so they can't be destroyed. These things absolutely decimated a fleet of Federation and Klingon ships. But now with everything, who would come out on top? The Cardassians or the Separatists? I think it would be a very tough battle on both sides, but I do believe the Separatist droid army would win. I mean, the Separatists had way too many different kinds of tanks and droids. But I think the thing that would help them out the most would be the Malevolence. I mean, with its ion cannons, it could disable their planet defense systems and their ships, leaving them dead in space, making them easy targets for their fighters and other ships to deal with. I do think that the Separatists would have to mass produce these, have like 2 or 3 of them in a fleet, because the Cardassian fleet was still very powerful. But I just don't think between the hundreds of Vulture droids, Tri-Fighters, Hyena bombers, the Cardassian fleet would survive many battles. I think the Cardassians would have a little bit of an easier time on ground battles, because it's not that hard to outsmart a regular droid. And then, of course, if you bring in characters like Count Dooku and General Grievous, they would be too fast and too powerful for the Cardassians to deal with. The Separatists would just have way too many different types of droids and tanks and everything else for the Cardassians to win many ground battles and space battles. But I'm very curious to know your guys' thoughts on this. Let me know down in the comments on what you think would happen.
Reaching for my destiny, the blacks are not getting wars.
And also let me know down in the comments what Nerd Wars video you would like to see next. And as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Live long and prosper. May the Lord be with you.